Good afternoon and welcome to Vermillion Tanagers softball on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. If you found us and you're listening to this, obviously you've found the new YouTube page as YouTube took down Vermillion streaming a few weeks ago, right after basketball season. Not quite sure why, so we're starting from scratch. This is where you will find all of our Tanager talks as well as softball, baseball, and then in the fall it'll be football, basketball, volleyball, and all of that. I'm Michael Schumacher, the voice of Vermillion Tanager Athletics, and we are bringing you again Vermillion Tanager softball as they get ready to host the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Now, these are not your Sioux Falls Christian Chargers from last year. This team is much improved. A lot of the team that they had last year, almost all of the team they had last year, has returned. So a year older, a year more experienced, and a year more developed. And so when we come back, we're going to go over their schedule, where they are right now, and who they've defeated, and then we're going to take a look at Vermillion's schedule as well. Again, I'm Michael Schumacher. This is Vermillion Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube.
The Pizza Ranch Vermillion is your event headquarters. Enjoy the crisp salad bar, the country's best chicken, and fresh pizza. Want a custom pizza? Just ask. We are proud to offer the buffet your way. And the Fun Zone Arcade features 36 games, 2 golf simulators, and full bar. Perfect for pregame tailgates and parties. Have a business meeting, team, or office party? Reserve the Dakota Center. It holds up to 300 people. Order online at pizzaranch.com for delivery, or circle your wagons and make Pizza Ranch your tailgate place next to USG. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Vermillion is proud to support local athletics like USD and the Tanagers. The DQ fall flavors are in, and DQ has great food at great prices. Get a $7 meal deal. Choose from a cheeseburger or 3-piece chicken basket with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $7. Got an office team party or birthday party? If you want to celebrate, don't bake, buy a DQ cake. And DQ supports the Sanford Children's Network. So after the game, take your team for a thrill to the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, 905 East Cherry Street, Vermillion, South Dakota.
Truckers, commercial fleet, car owners, when you need a DOT inspection, you need a battery, oil change, diagnostic, or specialized tire service for farm, auto, and heavy equipment, JFI will get your vehicle repaired and washed and back on the road. JFI proudly supports Vermillion Tanagers, the community of Vermillion, in business for nearly 100 years for a reason. JFI is the best, and that's no lie. JFI 1218 Compton Court, Vermillion.
Are you ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher as the Tanagers get set to take on the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Well, again, like I said, this is not your Sioux Falls Christian team from last year. They returned a lot of their talent, a year older, a year more developed, and they're off to a really nice start, 5-3 on the season. They started off their season with a 10-3 victory over Baltic at the Watchdog Invite at the American State Bank Sports Complex. They also defeated Arlington 12-1. They fell to Beersford 2-12. And Beersford is 4-5 on the season. They then turned around and also lost to Brandon Valley, who Brandon Valley plays Yankton later today. That'll be on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Zach Spear will have that call. They then defeated a really good Class B team in Avon, 13-1 at the Sanford Sports Complex back on April 1st. They fell to Del Rapids, 12-2. Del Rapids defeated Vermillion just last week, and then they're coming off 2 victories: one over Chamberlain, 15-0, and one over Lennox, 3-1. They'll play Beersford again on Friday. Then on Saturday, they play Gayville-Vollen at the Sanford Sports Complex. And then on Monday, the DAC 12 Conference Tournament. For Vermillion, they're still seeking their first victory of the season. They fell to EPJ to open the season, 17-7. They fell to Lennox, 12-10. That is the one. That is a common opponent, and Vermillion obviously fell to them. Sioux Falls Christian defeated them, and then Del Rapids. Both teams lost to Del Rapids. Vermillion fell to Del Rapids by a score of 17-2. So a very similar score for both of them. So Vermillion will take on Sioux Falls Christian today. Then on Friday, they take on Tri-Valley. And then on Monday, they'll be taking on the DAC 12 Conference Softball Tournament. That schedule is not out quite yet. Coach Bud Meyer's going to give me that as soon as he has that. Then they take on Alcester Hudson on May 1st, Yankton here at Lions Park. And then Madison, Gayville-Vollen, West Central, and Dakota Valley. So, again, Vermillion still looking for their first win of the season, and they're hoping to get that today against Sioux Falls Christian. Should be a great matchup that we have for you. When we come back, we'll be getting ready for starting lineups. I'm Michael Schumacher again. This is Vermillion Tanagers Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
I'm Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion. Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals are your locally owned and operated ready mix and rental companies available in both Yankton and Vermillion. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? You can also get all your hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more for any job you need to get done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals as your concrete and rental equipment headquarters of Yankton and Vermillion.
And welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball from Lions Park. I'm Michael Schumacher. This is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This is all part of the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show. Carlson's Body Shop, family owned and operated since 1960. Again, like we said, Sioux Falls Christian, they're off to a good start. Not the same team as last year. They're going to be facing a Vermillion team, a little bit different lineup, not quite. A lot of it's the same, but leading off, playing second base, number 2, will be Kristen Moser. Batting second, playing second base, number 12, Dylan Wagner. Dylan, one of the youth on this team as a 7th grader. Batting third, playing short, number 9, Madigan Wallen. Madigan will be playing softball at Mount Marty in the next season. And then batting cleanup and pitching is number 5, Maya Halverson. Batting 5th, playing left field, number 7, Quinn Christensen. Batting 6th and playing first base, number 20, Jenna Peterson. Peterson just a sophomore. Quinn Christensen, also another youth member of this team as an 8th grader. Then you have Reagan Lee, one of the seniors, a right fielder, number 3, batting 7th. Batting 8th, Emily Reiser, number 14, a senior designated player. She will be batting for Izzy Richardson. Richardson plays center field and is a freshman for this team. And then batting 9th and catching will be Madeline Eisenbeis, number 29. And Eisenbeis, a junior on this squad for Vermillion. So Vermillion, a lot of the same, but Emily Reiser, a new player out there this time around, batting in this in the lineup. And so we'll see as Vermillion does head out for their warm-ups. And leading off for Sioux Falls Christian will be number 4, Emerson Spader. So we're going to be bringing you that, and when we come back, we will have first pitch. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University.
And welcome back. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup there. It stopped my stream for some reason, but we're back just in time for Emerson Spader to lead off for Sioux Falls Christian. And the first pitch from Maya Halverson is in for a strike. 0-1 is the count to Spader. That pitch is also in for a strike. So Maya Halverson off to a quick start. 0-2. On deck is number 11, Ashlyn Reitz. That pitch is lifted down the left field line. Foul, count remains 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes for Maya Halverson on the first batter of the game. And there's strike 3. So first one up, 1 down here for the Tanagers. Brings up number 11, Ashlyn Reitz. On deck, number 1, Samantha Van Senten. That pitch is lifted, foul, 0-1. Oh, number 10. Ball 1-1 to Maya Nelson, number 10. Again on deck, Samantha Van Senten. That pitch is in for a strike, 1-2. And that's laced into right field. That will drop for the first hit of the game. And that will be a single for Maya Nelson. So Sioux Falls Christian has their first hit of the game. Now with a runner on first and one down, that brings up number 1, Samantha Van Senten. That pitch is lifted into center field. And Izzy Richardson goes over to grab that, forcing Nelson back to first. So nice job by Richardson, looking into the sun to grab that one. That brings up number 22, Delia Dopp Blanchard. First pitch gets past Eisenbeis, and Nelson will advance to second. So ball 1. Now with a runner at second and 2 down. Count is 1-0. That pitch just a little bit high, 2-0 on Dopp Blanchard. On deck is number 2, Jamie Murillo. Pitch is lifted high, foul, and that will be out of play. 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, runner on second, and 2 down. Halverson steps into the circle as Dopp Blanchard looks in, and that will be ball 3, 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 down, 1 on here in the top half of the first. Halverson winds and delivers. That is laced down the first baseline, actually the right field line, and that will be foul. So moves the count to 3-2. That is fouled off. Count remains 3-2. And that will be ball 4, putting runners at first and second. So now, with runners on first and second and 2 down, that'll bring up number 2, Jamie Murillo. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Ball's a little high, 1-1. Two and 1.
Thank you.
That's in for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. So deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out here in the top half of the first inning. Maya Halverson looking to get out of the first inning unscathed. She looks in, she winds and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first and the Tanagers after these messages. On the Mesaba scoreboard, it's Sioux Falls Christian 0, Vermillion 0. We'll be back after this.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
If
if you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Fuller Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. Make sure to like, follow, and click the bell button to receive notification of every time we go live. Leading off for the Tanagers here in the bottom half of the first, it'll be third baseman Kristen Moser, followed by second baseman Dylan Wagner and shortstop Madigan Wallen. All set to face Samantha Van Senton. First pitch to Moser, swung on and fouled off. Strike one, 0-1. That was just a little high. Evens the count at 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Van Senton winds and delivers. That's lifted high into left center field. Will somebody get to it? No, that will drop. That'll hit the fence. Moser with good speed will pull up into second with a leadoff double for the Tanagers. Nice job by Kristen. Like I always said, Wee Willie Killer always said, hit it where they ain't. That's what she did. So now with the runner on second, that brings up 7th grader second baseman Dylan Wagner. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. And that pitch is high, 1-2. Madigan Wallen on deck. Dylan Wagner at bat. Runner in scoring position and Moser with good speed. Vermillion would love to get on the board first. Pitch is fouled off to the left side. Count remains 1-2. Make sure to tune in to At the Mic tomorrow morning. We have an interview with Timberwolves play-by-play guy Alan Horton, and that is in for a called strike 3. So that is the first out of the inning. So now with 1 down and 1 on, that'll bring up shortstop Madigan Wallen. On deck, pitcher Maya Halverson. But Alan Horton, play-by-play man for the Timberwolves, will be on with us tomorrow morning. That pitch is high, 1-0. Again, Madigan, she'll be going to Mount Marty in the fall. She'll be playing softball, so we'll get a chance to keep tabs on her there. Van Senton winds and delivers. Ooh, she came with the heat on that one. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. That pitch is popped up. Deep short, and that will be caught for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 down, Moser still at second. That brings up pitcher Maya Halverson. She would love to get a run across, get herself a cushion early on. On deck is left fielder Quinn Christensen. That's laced into left field. Over the head of the shortstop. That'll reach the fence. That is a ground rule double for Maya Halverson. So on the heels of two doubles, Vermillion has scored the first run, 1-0 here in the first inning. So that brings up left fielder Quinn Christensen on deck. First baseman Jenna Peterson. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1. Ooh, another swing and a miss, strike two, 0-2. So Christensen steps out for a moment, steps back in after a few practice hacks. Oh, in for a called strike three. So that is the third out of the inning. But in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base at the end of 1. It's Vermillion 1, Sioux Falls Christian 0. We'll be back with the top of inning number 2 after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Candice Couture is your complete women's lingerie shop. Bras, underwear, PJs, loungewear, swimwear, sports bras, activewear, and much, much more. Small to 3 extra large and over 200 different sizes of bras. AA to O cup bands 28 to 56 in store. Candice Couture, 17 West Main Street.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. On the Masaba scoreboard, Vermillion leads 1-0 after 1 inning. Leading off the second inning for Sioux Falls Christian will be number 21, Kate Preheim. That first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Snai Halverson has a 1-run lead on the heels of her own double. Oh, fouled off. Man, that one went inside on her. You always worry about jamming on the hands there, but I think that was on the handle, but fouled off, makes it 0-2. Again, remember ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, your home for every Minnesota Timberwolves game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is Maya's 3rd strikeout of the game. First out here in the second inning. And that will bring up number 8, Taylor Dittman. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So winds and delivers. That is low for ball 1, 1-2. Good movement on that one. Thought she might get a swing at it. With the dome in the background, just a beautiful day out here at Lions Park. Swing and a miss. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the top half of the second. That brings up Macy Connell, number 3 for the Sioux Falls Christian team. So first pitch to Connell is a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Nobody on here in the top half of the second. Vermillion leads 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. That is in for called strike 3. That's what the Minnesota Twins used to call a snapper. Mow 'em down inning. 3 up, 3 down, all by strikeout. And that will take us into the bottom half of the second with Vermillion leading 1-0. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. And this is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, the place to shop for your next new mattress. Find brands like Stearns & Foster, Nectar, and the hottest selling mattress, Purple, measured for your comfort and a dream-laden night's sleep. There's the new Adapt by Tempur-Pedic as well. Slumberland Furniture has Flex Steel furniture too, comfy and classy. That's Slumberland Furniture, 2401 Broadway, Yankton.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Leading off for Vermillion, Jenna Peterson, followed by Regan Lee and Emily Reiser. Peterson fouls that first one off, 0-1. Pitch is fouled back, and catcher cannot quite catch up to it. So count is 0-2. That pitch nubbed in front of home plate. Pitcher fields it, gets it over to first base for a quick 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. With one down, that'll bring up right fielder Regan Lee. On deck is designated player Emily Reiser. Pitch is lifted just over the outstretched glove of the third baseman. That will be a single for Regan Lee. And that is the third hit of the game for the Tanagers. That brings up designated player Emily Reiser. On deck, catcher Madeline Eisenbeis. And Lee heading down to second. Boy, she will be on a nice throw by the catcher. She is out trying to steal. So ball one, 1-0. Nice job behind the plate, though. That was a nice throw down to second by Dot Blanchard. Pitch is a little high, 2-0. Pitch is a little high as well, 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the second. Vermillion leads 1-0 over Sioux Falls Christian. And that is a 4-pitch walk. So now Reiser is aboard. Brings up catcher Madeline Eisenbeis. That first pitch is a ball to Eisenbeis, 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one, 1-1. That was fouled straight back towards us, and so 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 on, 2 out. That pitch is high, 2-2. That is ball 3, so a full count to Eisenbeis. So Reiser on first. 2 down. Kristen Moser on deck. Moser doubled her first time up. And that is ball 4. So second straight walk. Gets the second runner aboard. What makes that steal attempt. Loom large here, as you could have the bases loaded and 1 down.
Courtesy or a pinch runner? Is this a courtesy runner or a pinch runner? Pinch runner.
All right, so now running for Reiser. For Vermillion, it's Kara Chapman. So Moser up to bat. That first pitch is fouled off, 0-1. She hit a deep one to left center field to start the game for Vermillion. Did come around to score. Scored the first and so far only run of the game. Pitch grounded right up the middle, and that will bounce on the base into center field. Eisenbeis makes it to third, and she will hold up there as the throw is back to the pitcher, and Moser will make it to second. So Chapman comes around to score. Eisenbeis ends up at third, and Moser at second on a single. Advancing to second on the throw. So it's now runners at second and third. It's now 2-0 in favor of the Tanagers. That brings up Dylan Wagner, second baseman, who struck out looking in the bottom half of the first inning. That pitch is outside, 1-0. Wagner, left-handed batter, hits that one, slaps it into left field. That'll be a single. Moser's coming around to try to score, and the catcher cannot field it. And Wagner will make it to second on the throw. So that's a single. Moser comes around to score. Eisenbeis comes around to score. Making it 4-0 in favor of Vermillion. On 5 hits. And that'll bring up shortstop Madigan Wallen. Dahlia Duke-Blanchard goes out to talk to her pitcher, as they will have an infield meeting. Some hard hits, but just out of the grasp of a few outstretched gloves. So nothing that's just been too major, but enough to get 3 runs across this inning. So Vermillion leads 4-0 on the Mesaba scoreboard. Again, Madigan Wallen steps in. Van Senten looks in, winds, and delivers. Pitch is popped up into shallow center field, and that will drop in for another single. And Wagner will score on the RBI single by Madigan Wallen. So it's now 5 runs on 6 hits for the Tanagers here in the bottom half of the first inning. Brings up Maya Halverson, who drove in Moser in the first inning with a ground rule double. That pitch is in for a strike. Wallen down to second, though, with a stolen base. So count is 0-1 on Halverson.
Let's go, Maya. Let's go, Maya. Drive her in, Maya.
With Wallen's speed, a hit to the outfield should score a run, especially with 2 outs running on contact. So Van Senton winds and delivers, and that is high. 1-1. That pitch laced between third and short. That'll make it to the fence. Halverson at second. She's going to try to make it 3, and she will be in with a triple. That is a triple for Maya Halverson. RBI triple as Wallen scores, making it 6-0 in favor of the Tanagers. And Sioux Falls Christian is going to call time, so we'll take a timeout as well. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design-build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers!
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. Van Senton still in there. Pitches to Christensen, and that pitch is popped up down the first baseline, and that will be caught for the final out of the inning. But in the inning, 5 runs on 5 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base at the end of 2. It's Vermillion 6, Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the 3rd inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermillion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head into the 3rd inning. Leading the way for Sioux Falls Christian will be first baseman Ashlyn Wrights. And the first pitch to Wrights from Maya Halverson is a ball, 1-0. Vermillion leads 6-0. Swing and a miss from Wrights. Makes it 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Maya. That is high. Evens the count at 2-2. On deck is Emerson Spader, followed by Maya Nelson. Ball 3, 3-2.
Go, Maya.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Vermillion leads 6-0. That'll bring up the top of the order and Emerson Spader. First pitch is a strike. Spader awaits the next delivery. That's in for a strike. Strike 2. 0-2. Pitch is fouled off, back into the netting. Count remains 0-2. Pitch is chopped right back to Halverson. Halverson over to Peterson for the second out of the inning. 1-3 put out, so 2 up, 2 down. As we are in the top half of the third inning, that'll bring up Maya Nelson. Nelson singled her first time up. On deck, pitcher Samantha Van Senten. Halverson looks in, winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Pitch is hit into center field. That will drop in as Richardson fields it out there. That'll be a single for Nelson. She has both hits for the Chargers. Brings up pitcher Samantha Van Senten with Duke Blanchard on deck. Swing and a miss by Van Senten. 0-1. Fouled back into the netting, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 2 out. Here in the top half of the third inning, Vermillion leading. Sioux Falls Christian 6-0. Pitch is fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In for a called strike 3. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on. At the end of 2.5, it's Vermillion 6. Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Remember the Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Jade Roskup is now in as a flex. She'll be pitching as Van Senten has gone over to first base as well, and then first baseman Ashlyn Wrights has moved over to second. So leading off for the Tanagers will be Jenna Peterson, followed by Regan Lee and Kara Chapman, I believe. First time up, Peterson grounded back to the pitcher. That was actually just last inning. She led off last inning, so she'll lead off the second and third innings. Pitch fouled off, 0-1. Pitch is high, 1-1. Ball 2-1. High, 3-1. So Peterson hoping to get on via a walk here at the ball. Otherwise, maybe a hit, but here's the pitch coming from Roskup. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count. That pitch hit down the first baseline, and that will be taken care of by the former pitcher. So that'll bring up Reagan Lee. Lee singled her first time up and was caught stealing as the second batter of last inning. That pitch grounded just past the second baseman. That'll be another single for Reagan Lee. And that'll bring up Emily Reiser. Reiser walked last inning. Chapman ran for her and scored. Bunt attempt goes foul, back into the netting. Makes count 0-1. That ball's fouled off, 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It is the second out of the inning. So with 2 down, brings up catcher Madeline Eisenbeis. That pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Ball grounded right back up the middle, taken by the second baseman over to first. In time to get Eisenbeis. So 6-3 put out for the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 3, it's Vermillion 6, Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the 4th inning after these messages on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Vermillion leads 6-0 as we head into the fourth inning. And the first pitch to Delia Dupe Blanchard is a ball. 1-0. Pitches over to the pitcher. A 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. Brings up Sophia O'Neill. First pitch is high, 1-0. Pitch fouled straight back, 1-1. Ball is lifted straight up, taken there by Eisenbeiss for the second out of the inning.
Good play, Madeline.
Swing and a miss, strike two to Preheim. So 2 out, nobody on, 0-2 count to Preheim. Swing and a miss for strike three. So 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base at the end of 3.5. It's Vermillion 6, Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the bottom half of the inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, baby, I got a great idea for your next commercial. You're in a jungle with a dinosaur, looking for an outlet for your vacuum.
A dinosaur? No, I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning. You know, like office buildings, ensuring happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
Commercial buildings? I think I can work with that, Jerry. I'm gonna make you a star.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Vermillion will send Kristen Moser, Dylan Wagner, and Madigan Wallen to the plate to face Roskup. First pitch from Roskup is fouled off, 0-1. Pitch is high, 1-1. Pitch is lifted high, deep second base, caught. That's caught out there by second baseman Ashlyn Wrights. Brings up Second baseman for Vermillion, Dylan Wagner. Wagner's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Left-handed hitter. Settles in. That pitch is high, 1-0. Pitch is grounded between first and second. That will be a single for Wagner. So now the runner at first brings up shortstop Madigan Wallen.
Oh, Matt.
She is in safely on the steal attempt. That was a close play.
Oh, Matt.
So here's the 1-0 pitch. That is ball 2. 2-0 with a runner on second. Madigan Wallen at bat. Madigan popped out to short, flew out to short in the first, and singled in the second. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second. On deck, pitcher Maya Halverson. That pitch is in the dirt, and that will advance the runner. The ball just bounced the wrong way. And so Wagner now at third. 3-1 count on Wallen. Pitch laced right over to short. Nice play by Short. A 6-5 double play. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base on a beautiful play at short. So after 4, it's Vermillion 6, Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the 5th inning after these messages. This is Tanger Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Welcome back to Tanger Softball as we head into the 5th inning between the Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Tanagers lead 6-0 on the Masaba scoreboard. Batting this inning for Sioux Falls Christian and swinging and missing will be Taylor Dittman, 0-1, Macy Connell, and Ashlyn Wrights. Fouled off, 0-2. Halverson in the circle, winds and delivers. That is low. Inside, makes it 1-2.
Oh, Maya, go get her.
That is high, 2-2. Ball is hit right over to Madigan Wallen for an easy out by Madigan. 1 up, 1 down here in the top half of the 5th. That'll bring up Macy Connell. Pitch is fouled off, 0-1.
Start on top, Matt.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2.
Get her.
That pitch is lifted and fielded by Madigan Wallen. You know the shortstop has stolen 2 hits from her. She just stole 2 hits from Sioux Falls Christian. 2 out here in the top half of the 5th. Brings up now second baseman Ashlyn Reitz. On deck, the top of the order, and Emerson Spader. First pitch from Maya. She winds and delivers. That is low. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1-2. Wrights struck out in the 3rd inning. And that is strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 5.5, it's Vermillion 4.5. It's Vermillion 6. Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after these messages. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank as we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Vermillion leads Sioux Falls Christian 6-0. Leading off for Vermillion, pitcher Maya Halverson, followed by Quinn Christensen and Jenna Peterson. First pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. Ball 3, 3-0. And that is a 4-pitch walk. That'll put on the first runner for Vermillion. So they are going to courtesy run for Maya. So Chloe Bottleson comes in to courtesy run for Halverson. So the first pitch to Christensen. That gets past the catcher. Bottleson makes it, turns around second. She might have been able to make it to third. But she stays at second, so the count is 1-0. Now with the runner at second and nobody out, or 1 out. Yeah, nobody out. Sorry. First pitch is high, 2-0. Ooh, swing and a miss, 2-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch, 2-1 pitch. That's in for a called strike 2, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that brings up first baseman Jenna Peterson. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. Ball 1, 1-1.
Goodbye, make it work.
That's in for strike 2, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. That is fouled off. That is strike 3. So now 2 down. For right fielder Reagan Lee. Lee singled her last time up. Pitch is fouled straight back, 0-1.
Come on, Reagan, gotta get her out. Gotta get her in.
That ball grounded down to short, and unable to make the play is the shortstop. And the throw gets past first, and so a run will score. And Lee is going to make it down to third. So that makes the score 7-0 in favor of Vermillion. Now with a runner at third, 2 down, brings up Emily Reiser. Mm-hmm. That ball gets past the catcher. There's going to be a play at the plate. And they're going to call her out. Lee did not break right away. Caught stealing. And so that'll mean Emily Reiser will lead off the next inning. But 1 run, no hits, 3 errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 5, it's Vermillion 7. Sioux Falls Christian nothing. We'll be back with inning number 6 after these messages on Vermillion Tanagers YouTube. This is brought to you by Tanager Softball is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
At Voyage Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
All right. Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, where we are heading into the top half of the 6th inning. Vermillion leading 7-0. Leading off for Sioux Falls Christian will be Emerson Spader, followed by Maya Nelson and Samantha Van Senten. First pitch is a ball to Spader. That pitch is fouled back into the netting, 1-1. Spader is struck out and grounded back to the pitcher in her 2 at-bats. That pitch is lifted down the first baseline, lands on the dugout, 1-2.
All right, go get her.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Emerson Spader, first batter here in inning number 6. Ball 2, 2-2. That pitch is in the dirt. Takes us to a full count, 3-2.
Come on, Maya, win it.
Ball 4, that's a walk, puts Spader aboard. Hey, sir. So that'll bring up Maya Nelson. Nelson with 2 singles on the day. Now with a runner on first. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Inside, 1-1. That pitch is in for a strike, 1-2.
Oh, Maya, get her.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball is low, 2-2.
5.
Two pitch, low one inside, 3-2. So another full count this inning. Resulted in a walk the first time. Fouled back, count remains 3-2.
Pitch, Maya.
Payoff pitch coming up for Maya. Ball is low, second straight walk.
Nothing.
So now runners at first and second with nobody down. Brings up Samantha Van Senten. Coach Budmeyer wants to take time to talk to Maya. We'll take time out as well. This time out brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion.
Jordan Kirkman here from downtown Vermillion's American Family Insurance Office. We love being part of the community and want to help with your insurance needs. So stop in today and see me, Jordan Kirkman, sales specialist with Buchelman & Associates, located at 112 West Main Street, or call 605-624-2025. And if you're in Yankton, be sure to stop by our new office there as well. Go Tanagers and go Yotes.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. First pitch from Halverson to Van Senton. Fouled off.
Good start, Ma.
0-1. 2 runners on, nobody out. Both runners got on via a base on balls. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is low and in the dirt, 1-2.
Madeline.
Pitch is lifted out into right field, and that will reach the fence. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And she is going to be caught between third and second. So Van Senton is now on third. Makes the score 7-2. It's now with runners on. Now with runner on third and 2 runs across, that brings up catcher Delia Dupe Blanchard. First pitch in the dirt. Nice save there by Eisenbeiss. 1-0. Nobody out still here in the top half of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Fouled off, 1-2. Pitch is lifted out into right field, and that will get over the head of Reagan Lee. And that is a double for Duke Blanchard. And that scores the 3rd run for Sioux Falls Christian.
Let's go, Maya. All right, Red, here we go. Settle down. Here we go. Go, Sophia.
Brings up Sophia O'Neill. Pitch is fouled off, 0-1.
Let's go, bottom half here, Maya. Let's go.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. On Sophia O'Neill with runner at second, nobody down. That pitch hit right over to Moser, and Duke Blanchard retreats quickly enough to not be able to get doubled up. Kate Preheim is the next batter. 2 strikeouts so far for Preheim. First pitch gets right under Eisenbeiss. So the runner's now at third. 1-0 count. Hat pitches the ball, 2-0. That's in for a strike on Preheim, 2-1. That pitch back to Halverson. Over to first for the second out of the inning. Another run does score, making it the fourth run of the game for Sioux Falls Christian. Clearing the bases. That brings up Taylor Dittman. First pitch on Dittman, in for a strike, 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two, 0-2.
All right, go get her.
That pitch grounded down to Moser. Recovers and gets the throw over to first for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, you have 4 runs on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left on base. At the end of 5.5, it's Vermillion 7. Sioux Falls Christian 4. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanger Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Welcome back to Tanger Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. As we head into the bottom half of the 6th, batting for Vermillion will be Emily Reiser, Madeline Eisenbeis, and Kristen Moser. First pitch to Reiser is high, 1-0. Pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out to lead off the 6th inning for Vermillion. That pitch is lifted high into shallow center field, and the catch will be made for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up catcher Madeline Eisenbeis, who walked and scored in the 2nd inning, grounded out to short in the 3rd.
Go, Madeline.
So the first pitch coming up to Eisenbeis from Roscoe. That gets past Duke Blanchard. Ball 1, 1-0. Right back up the middle for a single for Eisenbeis.
Rip Madeline.
So Coach Budmeyer will bring in a courtesy runner for Eisenbeis. Courtesy runner is Malia Johnson, another 8th grader on this Tanager team. So that brings up Kristen Moser in the top of the order. She has singled and doubled so far today. That ball grounded down the third baseline into left field. That's another single for Moser. That brings up Dylan Wagner, the second baseman. 2 for 3 with 2 singles so far today.
Give him out. Come on, Dylan, put it in play.
That pitch is lifted high, but foul. 0-1. On deck is Madigan Wallen. Ball grounded foul down the first baseline. That pitch is low, 1-2. That's in for a called strike 3. And that will bring up shortstop Madigan Wallen with 2 down and 2 on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Come on, Mats.
Pitch ground down the third baseline. Oh! The official out in the infield does call her out on a 5-3 putout for the third out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 6, it's Vermillion 7, Sioux Falls Christian 4. We'll be back with the top half of the 7th inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
For over 40 years, your local heating and cooling contractor has been Larry's Heating and Cooling. How did they stay in business that long? The customers know they stand behind their work. They offer top quality name brand equipment, and no one matches Larry's pricing when compared to the other local Lennox dealers based in Iowa. Larry's is $2,000 less for the same equipment. Not a Larry's customer? When you're ready to upgrade, trust Larry's. Honest prices, no gimmicks, and reliable service. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. As we head into the top half of the 7th inning, Vermillion leads 7-4. Sioux Falls Christian needs 3 runs to continue this game, and they will be setting up to bat Macy Connell, Ashlyn Wrights, and then Emerson Spader. First pitch to Connell is a ball, 1-0. Foul back, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. That's ball 2, 2-1.
Come on, Maya.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-2. Ball's fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2. Two-two pitch is in the dirt. 3-2, full count. Trying to avoid a walk. That's the way the last inning started.
Let's go, Maya. Finish her, Maya. She's all yours.
And that is ball 4. So Macy Connell is on board. Brings up Ashlyn Wright, who has struck out twice so far today. First pitch in for a strike. 0-1. That's in for a strike. 0-2. And swing and a miss for strike 3. So now 1 down with 1 on. Brings up Emerson Spader. Spader struck out in the first, grounded back to the pitcher in the third, and walked to start the 6th inning and scored. Ball right back up the middle. Caught by Maya Halverson. And over to third for the double play, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And that is the game. Vermillion wins by a final score of 7-4. We'll be back with our post-game show after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. With Tanager Softball, I'm Michael Schumacher.
At Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they believe a healthy smile opens doors. From routine checkups to cosmetic treatment, their friendly team is there to make your dental experience comfortable and enjoyable. With state-of-the-art technology and a compassionate approach, they ensure your visit is quick and pain-free.
I love my new smile. Thank you, Knutson Family Dentistry.
Knutson Family Dentistry will make your smile shine. Call and schedule your appointment today at Knutson Family Dentistry and discover the difference your smile can make.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball as the Tanagers get their first win of the season, defeating Sioux Falls Christian, who now falls to 5-4. Vermillion moves to 1-3 on the year. They defeat Sioux Falls Christian 7-4. Maya Halverson goes the distance, pitches 7 innings, gives up 4 hits and 4 runs. She struck out 10 on the day, so nice pitching performance by Maya. For Vermillion, they score 7 runs on 10 hits with no errors. Leading the way for the Tanagers, Kristen Moser had a double and 2 singles. Dylan Wagner had 2 singles. Madigan Wallen had a single. A triple and a walk for a double, a triple and a walk for Maya Halverson. For Reagan Lee, a single. And then also from Madeline Eisenbeis, a single. So nice all-around game for the Tanagers. Good pitching, good defense, good hitting against a really good Sioux Falls Christian team. So Vermillion needs to count this as a really good win. For Sioux Falls Christian, their next matchup, according to their schedule, is on Friday versus Beersford at home at Sioux Falls Christian School. That should be a tough one. Beersford did beat them earlier this season, 12-2. They then play Gayville-Vollen on Saturday at the Sanford Sports Complex. For Vermillion, well, their next game will be just later this week, Tri-Valley on Friday, and then on Monday, the DAC 12 Conference Softball Tournament. We'll find that schedule later on, but we will be covering both of those. I'll be on the road for both of those, and we'll see. I think Coach Budmeyer is coming over here, so we'll talk to him as part of the post-game show, the Fast Auto Glass post-game show. As Coach Budmeyer comes and joins us. This time we have a headset ready for him. So we'll get him turned on as soon as he gets his headset on. All right, Coach. First win of the year. How's that feel?
It feels really good. I'm most happy just for the girls. The girls have been, since day one, working extremely hard, practicing hard, and even the first 3 games. We've played well at times. Not good enough to put it together, but man, it feels good to finally put a 7-inning game together. It's one of them games, too. I could just go through everybody in the lineup, everybody on the bench. They all found a role. They filled their role, and that's a phenomenal team win against a good Sioux Falls Christian team.
It really was, and I think a lot of it started with Maya Halverson. Mm-hmm. This seemed to be her, well, not seemed, this is her best pitching performance of the year. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, obviously not all of them earned, gave up a couple of walks, but not a ton of walks either. Really just, you take out the 6th inning, and it was practically a perfect game. And 10 strikeouts. Really had some good movement, really willing to challenge the hitters. Just tell me what you saw from her today.
Maya played a phenomenal game. Obviously, she was good on the mound. That, like you said, that was her best complete game. I'd go back. That's kind of ironically, that was probably her best pitching game since we played Sioux Falls Christian last year. Last year we went up there. It was an extremely hard-fought game. It was like a 4-1 game going into the 6th, and then we ended up scoring like 10 runs in the 7th to win the game. But that was kind of the last outing Maya had that she played really well. She had everything going today. She's a kid that deserves it as well. Captain of our team, fills so many roles besides just being a softball player, leader on and off the field. Great student, great kid. So she deserved it today. When she has command and she can hit the strike zone, when she throws strikes, she's tough to hit. She had a great game, and also at the plate as well. Hit the ball really well. Top to bottom, we made enough plays to win a game. That's kind of what it's all about.
It is, and I think kind of the batter of the game might be Kristen Moser. Just really seemed, got you guys off to the good start to get that first run under your belt, which helps Maya, I think, play a little bit looser. Multi-hit game for her. I think the tough luck player of the game might be Madigan Wallen. 2 great plays by infielders for Sioux Falls Christian, really robbing her of at least singles, if not multi-base hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we always talk about, Michael, I don't judge at bats by if you actually got on or not. It's quality at bats, and Madigan hit an absolute rocket just right at the shortstop's glove, and there's nothing you can do about that. She squared it up. Even her last hit here, she was early, but I would tell the girls, put the ball in play and make them make a play. And they found a way to make a play and get out of the inning. Wish we could have strung some runs together more in the middle innings. We kind of went cold, but we found enough to win. That was an awesome game. It was just a kind of an emotional roller coaster as well. They made their run at the end, made it interesting. They didn't quit, so that's compliments to them. They're a well-coached team, and they're extremely young as well. We knew that last year that they were extremely young, playing some middle school kids. They're just going to keep getting better each year.
Yeah, they're a young team, but good. They're 5-4 on the season. They've had some nice wins. Some of their losses are to good teams. Now you guys turn around and you travel to take on Tri-Valley on Friday. What do you expect to see from the Mustangs?
To be blunt honest, if you told me Tri-Valley wins a state championship this season, I would not be surprised. They were a team last year. I can't remember the roster exactly, but I remember we won in a walk-off fashion here with Maya that hit a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th to win a game against them. I think they're the consolation champs last year, and they were bringing everybody back. They kind of reload the deck. They've already beat DV, which I think DV is one of the top teams in Class A. Tri-Valley is a really good team, really well-coached team as well. But hopefully we can build off this confidence, put together 2 good practices, and then just go compete and give ourselves a shot on Friday.
And for those that can't make it up to Tri-Valley, we will have the game on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. Obviously, if you're hearing me say that, you're here. Just click that bell button, and you'll be notified when we go live. And then the DAC-12 tournament. It's kind of an all-day thing on Monday. It's kind of a fun setup out at the Sanford Sports Complex, I believe. And that's just a really nice atmosphere. So some nice games coming up. A good chance for you guys to maybe hopefully get a win or 2 under your belt again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for that DAC-12 tournament as well. that Sanford complex. I mean, when you build something brand new, do it right, and man, they are the epitome of doing things right up there. It's going to be fun, and I mean, it's a DAC 12 tournament, so I think you could argue it could be the state tournament as well, with the best teams in the state going at it up in Sioux Falls. You can't ask for much more than that.
No, exactly. Well, Coach, congratulations on the first win of the year, and hopefully many more.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you. That was Coach Louis Budmeyer with us here on our Fast Auto Glass postgame show. This has been Tanager Softball, as again, the Tanagers get their first win of the year, 7-4 over Sioux Falls Christian. We'll be back on Friday, as they will be up in Tri-Valley taking on the Mustangs, and then the DAC 12 tournament on Monday. All right, well, I'm Michael Schumacher. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. On the scoreboard, the Masaba scoreboard, Vermillion 7, Sioux Falls Christian 4. You guys have a great night. Yankton Softball is taking on Brandon Valley, and that pregame should be starting right about now over on Yankton Streaming if you just can't get enough high school softball. All right, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.